I have a huge problem. Over the last 4 years, my building skills have taken off, but I have no way of measuring my improvement. It was probably some rainy day in the year 2020, during the peak of COVID, when I completed my first mega build. 17-year-old me had no idea what I was getting into. This first build landed me on the front page of Reddit and amassed over 26,000 likes. So I thought, why not do it again? But better. But to pull this off, I'm gonna need a lot of blocks. What blocks, you might ask? Well, I've got Cybark here to tell you.
Dirt path, cobblestone, green concrete, smooth sandstone, grass block, strip, birch log, spruce plank, orange terracotta, packed mud, strip, jungle log, brown concrete, and powder too. Coarse dirt, oak plank, brown wool, frog light, strip, spruce log, rooted dirt and still. Dripped oak log, lantern, and oak wood and podzol, birch plank, and sand.
Thank you for that, Cybark, and could we get a round of applause from everyone for that performance? And like he said, we have our work cut out for us, so let's turn on some farms. Starting with the packed mud, it's pretty simple. You place the block, a piston pushes it, a dispenser hits it with a water bottle, and then it gets blown up in the blast chamber. As Cybark mentioned, I will need to gather a ton of wood variations, and I don't plan on boring you guys with all of that here. So here's a little bit of birch that I ended up gathering about 3 shulkers of, and I had to repeat this process for every variation of wood needed. Oh, and I forgot to mention, I don't plan on just building a pyramid, I plan on building the desert and the pyramid, by converting this chunk of grassland by our main storage room into a desert. So let's start mining some sand. And just like that, hopefully this is enough to at least get a good start going. As you can see, we've cleared out this entire island. Now this next farm is one of the most complicated farms I've built. Essentially, it is a quad moss generator, which throws all of its items into composters, which then act as a bone meal farm. This bone meal is then passed on to another moss farm, which is linked to a tree farm to gather the single rooted dirt block that spawns under the azalea trees when they are bone mealed. Now there are a bunch of other blocks I had to gather for this project, and I don't really want to bore you guys with another 7 or 8 farms. So just to quickly rattle off some other farms used, there was a TNT blast chamber in a combination with an end duper for concrete to get the brown concrete and powder, a wool farm for the brown wool, frog light farm for the yellow frog lights, cobblestone generator, a bunch of good old block gathering for the remaining 20,000 or something blocks required for this project. Now that all the blocks required for my plan had been gathered, it was time to execute it. But before we could place the new ultimate pyramid in, I had to prep the land, or as I prefer, carpet bomb it.
One eternity later.
With the area prepped, we can now begin building the megastructure and the pit. During this time lapse that consists of over 100 man hours of building time in just survival and over another 40 in creative planning, I just wanted to talk about the state of this channel. It's very much been a work in progress, and I've been extremely busy with school and work. I've recently started working full-time and now have a bit more time to pursue YouTube. This project is the first of so many that I have planned, and if people are interested, I would love to post more. I think the next video I want to post is a simple walkthrough video where I can show off everything in this world and have a fresh slate to start posting once again. So if you're interested in seeing a tour of this 2-year-old world, make sure to subscribe as it will be hopefully coming out soon. I know I can be flaky with streaming, so I'm not going to set a schedule as of right now, but recently I have started streaming the building process and the designing process over on Twitch. So if you ever want to see the behind the scenes content for these projects that all take hundreds of hours, make sure to swing by as it will be linked in the description down below. I want to take this time to give a special thank you to Cybark as well for motivating me to finish these builds, as well as taking the time to help me with everything from designing to building to video ideas. If you've made it this far, make sure to leave a comment saying what we should use this build for, as it currently does not have a true purpose and I would love to give it one. Moving back to the actual build now, we have finished the pyramid and moved on to building the custom desert all around it. This part took around 20 hours of the building process because we had to frame out the entire desert with a layer of cobblestone and then add a top layer of sand at the end. This part also took a bit longer as I didn't do any creative prep work for it and I opted to freehand the whole desert. I really appreciate all of you guys being so patient with me, as the gaps between my posts can end up being too long sometimes. It genuinely takes me months to find time to finish these builds, so for all of you still sticking around, it means the world to me. And with that, I'm going to let the last minute of this time lapse run. I'll see you on the other side. I honestly can't believe how good this turned out, and I am so proud of my improvements. Let this be a message to all of you that you can build. You just have to practice and understand that it will take time. And with that, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
Course there, oak, plank, brown wolf, frog, you in that.